one wants to be Peter Criss, Lois. Not even Peter Criss.
What's going on, everybody? This is Trendkill Radio, a rock news show about all things rock except for when it's not, brought to you by Scream 6 and Vistaprints, where they're slashing prices.
You stink!
I'm your host, Sean Ryan.
And I'm Candy.
Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe, hit that little bell, hit the notifications, so you know when these shows are actually going to come out, because we don't. All right, let's just get started. Monuments, the band Monuments. I have never listened to these guys until today, and they're pretty badass, because when they were described in this article on Loudwire, they were described as prog metal, and as soon as I hear the word prog, I just go, nerds.
Slap at the beers!
For the sake of our relationship.
Slap at the boss!
Please stop.
Yeah, I know, I'm against you. Recently on a European tour, they have decided they are not going to be selling merch anymore at the venues because what happened in Italy was that they had to pay 47% of their merch to the venue. Now, I didn't even know until recently that you had to pay a merch cut to the venue because you occupy a certain amount of space. Like,
I thought that was pretty common knowledge. I mean, I know we've had conversations with like some of our friends that are in touring bands, and I mean, it is pretty standard practice. I mean, it's usually, I think, between like 18 to 25% depending on the venue, depending on the place. Because I know House of Blues, for example, here in Cleveland, I think their cut is 25%.
that's absurd.
To a certain degree, I get it, but with as high prices as tickets have become in the last 10 years compared to what they were, it still seems like a lot when you think about it. And then 47%, that's fucking ridiculous. That's double.
Yeah, basically you're just renting a tiny little space, maybe 24 by 24, maybe even smaller. I mean, if you go to a place like the Foundry or something like that, well, you get like an 8 by 10 space or whatever. I don't think that they charge.
I don't think they do. A lot of smaller like local venues don't charge. It's really kind of up to the club owner or the event space. Like,
yeah, but it is the privilege of having that space. And this is not even a new kind of story. I mean, I've seen this a little bit here and there over the past couple of months. I mean, due to, I guess any venue would just be like, well, it's inflation, you know, everything's being inflated. And it's like, well, who fucking cares? Your venue's still there. It's
it doesn't cost any more to run your fucking venue.
Yeah, inflate this, all right?
Right here. See, look, this zip has been broken for over a month.
But anyways, so even architects have gone against it, and they said they were considering just going on a strike and not touring at all until these venues shape up and quit screwing over the artists like that. Because, yeah, I mean, what the article said and what you just said, it was around 20% of a cut, and now it is, you know, at least in Europe, in the 40s.
It's double that.
Yeah, so you got to think about that. If you're a 5-piece band, you're not even making 10% at the end of the night because you still have to kick out money for your manager, your agent, touring costs, you know, anybody that's involved, including, you know, the people that make your shirts, the distribution, your online shit. So, like, what, are you walking away with 2%? I mean, Bad Omens, they had just come out as well and said basically when your merch cut is higher than their guarantee, you're playing for free. Mm-hmm. Like, how are you supposed to do this? How are you supposed to survive as a band and go continue on to do, you know, play these shows?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're a smaller band or a bigger band. I mean, I would just imagine if you play a bigger place like an arena, you have more venue or space to sell T-shirts and stuff. They're taking even more of a cut.
I mean, yeah, think about like Blossom. How many little pop-up things do they have with merch for everybody? I mean, they have 4 or 5 of them just in that place alone. Imagine how much they're charging these musicians to sell merch when you have 5 fucking stands open.
Blossom is already... Fuck you, Blossom. You guys suck dick. I hate going to your venue, and so does everybody else, but we're forced to because bands go there during the summer.
Fuck you.
You're not wrong.
Out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they have the audacity to say, oh, it's a Cleveland show. No, it's fucking not. It's an hour away.
Yeah, it's still an hour. Monuments actually did release a statement explaining their decision to not sell merch at their upcoming show in Greece, stating that there's basically an 18% gross concession plus an additional 24% value-added tax. What has Monuments decided to do, or what have they talked about doing in lieu of selling merch at their shows?
They went on to say on Instagram, quote, "We will not be selling merch at our show in Athens, Athens, Greece today due to an 18% gross concession and a 24% VAT. We maintain a high quality standard for our merch and want to give that merch to you at a fair price. which we simply cannot do with the venue merch cuts. It shouldn't be on our fans to pick up the bill for the venue cuts, but it also makes 0 cents for us to lose money. True. If you would like to continue supporting what we do, then please head over to our website and grab some merch or tabs for a much fairer price. We thank you for your understanding. Monuments.
And I think that's entirely reasonable as well, too. I mean, I very rarely do I ever actually buy merch at a show unless it's like a local show at like the Foundry or something like that. Very rarely will I buy merch at a show because I get it. Like, they'll still make a profit, but they're not going to make much. And that's why a lot of even like UK bands, they won't tour over here.
Yeah, I bought a long sleeve shirt from 18 Visions, and I've never even worn it. Yeah, just to support your underdogs, your touring, hardworking musicians and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. And I did see it. I cannot remember what band it was, but I saw a couple of weeks ago some band just went on strike basically and said, "We're not selling merch in the venue. Come out to the van outside of the venue where we will be selling everything there."
Good for them. I mean, and good for Monuments for standing up and saying, hey, you know what, this is fucking bullshit. We're not doing it. We're not supporting it. Buy it from us at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Because, no real artist wants to screw over their fans.
Monuments had posted a picture of their merch cut fees at the venue and what that looks like. You can see that right here. It doesn't look fair to me. Those numbers that's pretty sad. But yeah, this isn't the only band. I know this is a Monuments episode, but that isn't the only band. Like I had mentioned, Architects, Bad Omens, and Gojira. They were also in the thick of it, having to deal with this kind of shit and trying to figure out what to do.
With Gojira, was like one of their fans that got really upset about the prices, and they're just like, well, we can't really do anything about it. But like, I get from their standpoint, like, a typical fan's not going to understand. And I understand Gojira's frustration with it because they're like, well, we gotta make money too, and if the venue's taking half of our profit for a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And even I was just talking to Cameron from Attack last night, and he was saying when he was in Traders and they went to Europe, where he almost got stuck there because it was the dawn of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He did get stuck there. He got stuck there for about 3 days, actually.
Stuck in Germany or something?
Yeah, I think it was Germany.
Yeah. He said it's just, the cuts that they want in Europe are just so outrageous that most bands don't want to go there. And then the U.S. wants to up your work visas for 200% now. Mm-hmm. So all the little bands and stuff that you like that are in Europe, don't expect them coming here anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Enter Shikari in Cleveland last September. I mean, that's the first time they've been in Cleveland in 10 years.
I know, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, that must have been costly. Well, I mean, I don't know what the moral of the story really is, but I mean, if there are smaller bands playing at smaller venues and stuff like that, always take care of them. Even if you can just buy them a shot or something.
That's why
buy some merchandise from these people.
And buy it from their websites. Buy it from their direct websites because that's how they're going to make the most profit. They're not making profit when you buy it at a venue.
I know we might see the dawn of, bands just not bringing merch along, and they might sell their tour merch online. Right. Maybe with a proof of ticket purchase or something like that. You can get something special.
Right, if they're like promoting like a new album or something like that, I get it.
Yeah, that is all that we have tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure, once again, to subscribe, hit your notifications, and be paying attention during the week when these shows come out. Also, go to Instagram and follow us at Trendkill Radio 216, just like here on YouTube. That's all I got to say. I'm Sean Ryan.
I'm Candy.
And this has been Trend Kill Radio.